Hello everyone. Welcome to the lab session of Geography 361. Today we will do the lab 5. In this video, I will help you to do the question 1. Here, I will demonstrate how to analyze this question out and how to calculate the answer. I will give you several seconds to read this question. You can pause this video. After you finish your reading, you can continue your video. Okay, let's go through this question. In this question, it asks you to test whether a score is from a population. So the first thing we need to do is we need to write the null hypothesis as the alternative hypothesis. Normally I use the H0 to represent the null hypothesis and the H1 to represent the alternative hypothesis. So here we need to write our null hypothesis. If you read the lecture from Professor Chen, here has some guides to figure out which one is the null hypothesis. Then here tell you the null hypothesis is always the no relationship between the variable. It's always a negative statement. Then it is the null hypothesis. It is very helpful, but sometimes this statement is not enough. You still need to build your connection between the question, between the testing with the distribution graph. Then you can figure out which one is the null hypothesis. So I will build one graph here. So we have one Gaussian distribution. The average value is 33, right? The standard deviation is 5.9. And we want to know whether a score 44 belongs to this distribution. So here I will give you two extreme case. If we want to figure out whether 33 belongs to this distribution, then it absolutely belongs to this distribution, right? Because here the possibility is very high. But if we want to figure out whether maybe 3,000 belongs to distribution, then we know it is almost impossible, right? Because the 3,000 maybe here is really far away from this distribution, as the possibility, the area of this part is very low. Now we go back, why we talk about the possibility here? Because actually we just use the possibility to figure out which one is the null hypothesis and which one is the alternative hypothesis. Normally for each distribution, the middle part of this distribution represents the null hypothesis. The head and the tail part, let's use the let's draw a right circle. The head and tail part represents the alternative hypothesis, right? So for this question, the middle part means if a number located in the middle part, it means this number is from this distribution. So This is our null hypothesis. Right? Then the alternative hypothesis is the head part and all the tail part. It means this score is not from this population. Correct? If you only use the statement in the lecture, this says the null hypothesis is always the negative one. If you only go after with this sentence, you may think the H1 should be the H0 because we have not here. The score is not from the population, but actually, if you using the graph method, you can figure out which one is the null hypothesis, which one is the alternative hypothesis. After we figure out which one is the H1 and which one is the H0, we can do our calculation. So we see we have one Gaussian distribution, and we want to see whether this score is from this distribution. So we can calculate its z-score. So the z-score is this score. Actually, the x is the 44 minus the average value of the population. Actually, the mean is the 33, and divided by the standard deviation. I will use the calculator to see this question. "44 minus 33 is 11. 11 divided by 5.9 is 1.86. Okay. Then we see what is the confidence level alpha. The alpha is 0.05. Okay, let's go back to our graph. What is the meaning of the alpha value? It means the area of these two right circle, the sum of these two right circle is 0.05. Then each one equals to 0.025. Okay, so now we need to figure out the value x here. Yeah, by the way, I just say if this area, the right circle area here is 0.025, then what is area of this part? So this part is just 5 minus this value, and the result is 0.475, right? Let's do that in the calculator. Okay, correct. So we need using the z table here. So I want to use the one z table which is similar with your textbook. I think this one is good. Let's open this one in a new tab. Okay, that's good. We want to figure out the Z value, which make the dark side part. Let's see, this part equals to 0.475, right? Then we need to find this value in the table. Oh, haha, here. You can see here, 0.475, which corresponding to the Z value is 1.96. Okay. Then we can see the critical Z value. There are a way to clear this one. The Z critical is 1.92. Then we go back to our graph. The critical value here, I will use the blue mark here. I will still use the right one. The critical value here, this one, the X value is 1.98. And our calculated Z value is 1.86. So you can see our calculated Z value is still in the middle part. So which means we should accept the non-hypothesis. We accept it's 0. So we see we accept non-hypothesis. So this is all the answer you need for the question 1.